Superior 2,
press 7,
Superior 3,
press 8, Superior 4, press... Superior Court 3.
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to log on to the court to watch the public trials today.
We don't have a live stream. We're not set up for live stream. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but we're not allowed, the public's not allowed to come to the court and watch the court, correct?
Correct, because the courthouse is closed down today. We're waiting because of COVID, so we're not allowing anybody in, and then we don't do live stream here. We don't have the capabilities for that.
Okay, so I'm confused because the Sixth Amendment of the Bill of Rights says that all trials are to be public for criminal trials.
Well, yeah, that's correct. However, we're in such a situation where the courthouse is actually shut down because of the COVID.
So the Bill of Rights is suspended?
That's not what I'm saying, but the Supreme Court has, said that the courthouses, when we're in red, are to be closed down, except for essential personnel and essential cases.
I believe the Indiana Supreme Court said these trials should be streamed live.
If you have the capabilities, which we do not. It's actually just, it's possible, but we don't have the capabilities for that.
So shouldn't the trial be delayed until it can be public?
I can't answer that for you. You have to, ask somebody, at higher up than what we are, because when they determine this and they set the date, then that's what we go with.
I'm really confused. I don't know how you can hold a criminal trial without it being public.
It's not really up to us. It's up to the Indiana Supreme Court.
Well, they've said it needs to be streamed.
But we don't have capabilities for that.
So how can you hold court?
What do you mean? Because we still do, just like always. It's just that we don't, the public's not in the building because of COVID.
But the public is a part of this process.
I mean, the public essentially would be, but like I said, with the COVID being a new situation and the new, guidelines put in, they restricted movement and, essential personnel only into the courthouse. So when you have a trial set, we've pushed most trials out, and the attorneys have. So if the trial hasn't been reset or pushed out by the individual or the parties, then it goes forward.
So are we in a state of emergency? Are we under martial law?
No. It's been put out by the Supreme Court. That's how they're going to do things.
Okay.
And it's at the discretion of the court.
Well, if we're not going to follow the process to protect people's rights, why do we even need a judge? Why don't we just send them straight to state prison and leave them there without a trial?
I don't think that's not how it works. They still have a fair trial.
It seems to be how it's working today. They've lost their rights. The public has lost their rights to oversee what's going on with, to make sure the process is fair. It seems that there's no accountability for the courts now.
Well, I don't understand how it can't be fair. I mean, we have a judge, we have, a prosecutor, and he's going to be here. There's witnesses.
The prosecutor is the accuser. The accuser is not supposed to be the judge and executioner. The judge, this whole process needs to be open to the public so that the public can audit the fairness of the trial, and yet there's no way for us to, as a member of the public, I'm very concerned about a trial that's going on today in your court, in Superior Court 3, and yet I have no way to verify that the defendant is having a fair trial today. And there will be no way for me to verify it because there's no access for me to watch the trial as I should be able to since I am the public.
Well, the information is, public essentially after if you're not able to be present.
But the process is what's important here. Actually seeing that the defendant's rights were honored and that he received a fair trial, that you have to have public participation in that in order to show that he actually got a fair trial. And there's no way for the public to see that the process played out fairly. This is so important, and yet it seems you just disregard this key component of a fair trial is to have a public hearing, a public trial. I'm really confused how you can say it's fair, and yet you denied a basic right to the defendant to have his trial in public.
Okay, just hold 1 second. I'll transfer over to Sharon. Maybe she can give you a little more information, okay?
Okay, thank you.
This is Sharon. May I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I was wanting to attend Superior Court 3 today as a member of the public. There's a criminal trial going on, and I was told that I could not attend in person, and I went online to the website for the courts, and I see that there's no streaming of the public trial for the accused. And I'm curious how that works, because I thought all criminal trials were supposed to be public.
No, not all criminals. There's no law that says all criminal trials or any criminal trials have to be live streamed.
Well, I understand that, and I'm happy.
To the public right now due to the pandemic. That is beyond our control.
Okay, I understand, but I think there's a Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution that demands that the accused have a public trial. So I'm wondering, is there martial law? What has happened?
Is there martial law? No, there's not martial law. The courthouse is closed to the public. There's nothing we can do about that. This is a special circumstance due to the pandemic. If not your client, but if the defendant wished not to hold this trial at this time, then he should have filed something a long time ago.
I'm confused. I'm not with the defendant. I'm the public. And,
I understand.
And criminal trials are supposed to be open to the public.
Sir, trials do not have to be open to the public when the courthouse is closed due to a pandemic.
So we're under martial law.
Whatever you think, whatever you want to say we're under, that's entirely up to you. We are not under any martial law. There's a pandemic. That's why the courthouse is closed to the public.
I understand, but if the judge cannot recognize the defendant's rights and my right
the
as the
defendant
public,
is not losing
and my
any
right,
kind of rights.
my
He
right
did
as the
not
public to
decide
view the
file
trial.
anything to have this continued. He chose not to do that. That's not anyone's fault.
I am a member of the public. I'm not with the defendant. I have a right as the member of the public to view this trial. This is supposed to be a public trial.
It's not a public trial when the courthouse is closed to the public due to a nationwide pandemic.
So why isn't the judge delaying the trial until the courthouse can be open? How can you be in the courthouse if it's closed?
Because I'm doing work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an employee. I'm not the public. I'm an employee.
I thought we were supposed to have open government in Indiana, and I thought criminal trials were supposed to be open to the public so that we as the public could verify that there is a fair process happening.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, I do understand very well.
Okay.
I understand
then why are
that
you arguing about this?
I'm not trying to argue. I'm trying to understand how the public can be excluded from this key process.
The court, I've explained it. How many times? The courthouse is closed at this time due to a nationwide pandemic. If the defendant wished to have this trial continued, he should have filed something.
I am not the defendant. But I as a member of the public, have a right.
You're arguing with me about a trial that doesn't involve you.
My government involves me.
It's not your decision to make a decision for the defendant if he wants to have the trial today.
I am not trying to make a decision for any defendant.
Yes, you are.
I am a member of the public, and I expect that I should be able to witness trials in Indiana.
Then maybe you should file something.
You have excluded the public from one of the most important functions of government.
I have nothing else to say to you, sir. Nothing else. You can file something with the Supreme Court if you'd like. Okay? Thank you very much. Goodbye.